Tonight on the Rowan Rundown, find out who is working without a contract, what's cooking, and what jobs are being offered. Coming up after the break.
The average text takes your eyes off the road for nearly 5 seconds.
Welcome to the Rowan Rundown. I'm Alexis Capelli.
And I'm Zara Assad. Rowan University professors teamed up to protest the fact that they are working without contracts and have been since July. This has happened before, but is typically solved quickly. However, because Chris Christie had been absent while running for president and now is still absent while on the trail for Donald Trump, this has left many teachers frustrated by the lack of contracts and raises.
Prism will be holding their annual Pride Week game tonight. It will be held in the Student Center Room 221 beginning at 8 p.m. They will be providing pizza and drinks at the event. Prism aims to serve as a support group for the LGBTQ population on Rowan University's campus. Prism is a student-run organization aiming to become a strong presence within the university community.
Glassboro residents near the intersection of Main and High Streets evacuated Wednesday morning due to utility workers hitting gas lines and creating a leak. The police and fire departments were dispatched quickly to secure the leak. The workers had struck a 6-inch line in the road. The leak was contained 2 hours after they arrived. Residents were given the all clear. No one suffered any injuries.
Move over, grass. Hello, turf. The intramural fields begin across from the Recreation Center have officially begun construction. The $2.7 million project is part of an effort to modernize the field. According to the WIT, the field was only expected to cost around $1.6 million, but the SGA passed a referendum that increased students' fees by $10 for the next 7 years to pay for the construction of the new turf. The next project is expected to be completed by the fall semester so that students can use it in time for the fall intramural sports season. A special committee addresses the increasing cost of healthcare provided by the Wellness Center. Over the last 3 years, the Wellness Center has been a $400,000 upsurge in the cost of care. Executive Vice President for Administration and Strategic Advancement, Toby Oxholm, along with Vice President of Student Life and Dean of Students, Richard Jones, held an open forum on Monday night at Rowan University's Student Government Senate meeting. The group heard input from the student body who were in attendance to provide the SGA with some perspective on changes.
Hannah Kolara, a senior civil and environmental engineering major, received the $1,500 scholarship from the Professional Engineering Society of Southern New Jersey. The Memorial Scholarship honors the legacy of former Press New Jersey President Jerry Kilby. Recipients must display superior academic performance and demonstrate service in the field. Kolara is a national member of the Society of Civil Engineers. Prior to receiving the scholarship, she received the Delaware Valley Engineers Week Undergraduate Student Paper Award. Now we are going to toss it over to Cherie with sports.
Thanks, Zara. This week's sports at Rowan University is showing us all what a little resiliency can do for you, starting with our very own baseball team that came from behind for an 11-8 victory over Moravian College yesterday, improving their overall record to 14-10. The Profs scored 5 runs in the 8th inning for the victory. Congratulations, Profs. But it doesn't stop there. Moving on to our women's lacrosse team. Attack Rachel Hofbauer scored the winning point with 43 seconds left to give the women's lacrosse team an 8-7 win at Stockton University in the NJAC opener on Tuesday. The Profs are 7-4 overall. Once again, good job, Profs. And lastly, a big congratulations to our very own athletes of the week, Ashley DeYoung and Harrison Escofree. That's all your sports news this week for the Rowan Rundown. Back to you at the desk.
And coming up after the break, we'll hear from Summer about what Rowan students are doing to give back to the community, and Mishari's thoughts on the food selection here on campus.
Danse, balance, suis la cadence, ondule bien tes hanches, au bal du dimanche. Danse, que la fête commence, dans ma belle robe blanche, je suis ton chou.
You didn't give up on sex. Don't give up on birth control either. There are more methods than you think. Find yours at bedsider.org.
Members of the Rowan community and surrounding area are invited to join President Ali Hushman for open house event at Holly Bush Mansion for a continental breakfast on Friday, April 15th from 8 to 10 in the morning.
Let's see what Sam has for us in entertainment.
Thanks, Zara. Tonight is the opening night of the Rowan Department of Theater and Dance's production of Nine, the Tony Award-winning musical Federico Fellini's film 8½. The opening will take place in Flieger Concert Hall at 8 p.m. tonight. Admissions for students is free. Last night was Rowan Television Network's 9th annual telethon. There was more than $2,000 raised for the Special Olympics of New Jersey. As part of the production, there were multiple live musical performances held in Rowan's television studios. Tomorrow, Rowan and University and Glassboro Borough will be jointly hosting the first annual Taste of the Borough in room 127 of the Chamberlain Student Center from 4 to 6 p.m. Saturday, from 4 to 6 p.m. in the Enyon Ballroom, the College of Communication and Creative Arts will be holding a student showcase. Here you can see completed short films from the radio, TV, and film program. I'm Samantha Barrett. That's all for entertainment. Back to you guys.
Now a special report from Summer about the upcoming event, Back to the Borough.
Thanks, guys. I'm Summer Sheikey, and today I'm here with Jenna Dickinson. She's the Director of Public Relations for SGA. Thank you so much for joining me today.
Of course.
So, can you tell me a little bit about what Back to the Borough is and when is it?
Back to the Borough is Rowan's largest campus-wide service event, where students will go out into the Glassboro community to help residents with certain projects at their homes. It is April 17th, so this upcoming Sunday, and it is really a great service opportunity.
And how many people are you expecting to come?
Well, right now, our latest count was 1,350 volunteers, which is incredible and record-breaking, more than 300 more than last year.
Wow, so that's a lot.
Yeah.
So what kind of projects do you guys do for the event, for the whole event?
It all depends on what the resident signs up. So certain residents will need help with their gardens. We'll do weeding and raking, plant flowers, paint fences, that kind of thing. There are also bigger projects. So one is a lake cleanup. There will be a large amount of students going around the lake cleaning up all the trash. And then there's some roadside cleanup jobs, which are not favorable, but they're there too. We're doing everything across Glassboro.
That's awesome. So why do you think that it's so important for students at Rowan to have like a really good relationship with the Glassboro residents?
I think one of the things is Glassboro is our home for 9 months out of the year. We live here, we work here, we eat here. We are Glassboro residents in a sense. So we should be friendly to our neighbors. We need to respect those that are living in Glassboro year-round. We need to respect that relationship just so they are happy to have us here, as happy as we are to be here.
Yeah, definitely. So do you have like a goal of how many people or like how many houses you want to do this year?
Well, our goal every year is just to get bigger and better. So last year we had 145 locations. This year we have 185. The word is spreading. You know, neighbors are telling their friends, you should get Rowan students to come out to your property. So, you know, 40 more projects this year and over 300 more volunteers this year.
That's awesome. So how can a student get involved with this event? Is it too late to sign up?
No, it's never too late. We will never turn away volunteers. So on the day of, check-in is at 10. You can come up to the registration table, sign yourself in, and we'll send you to a job.
That's awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining us. And now we're going to head over back to you guys at the desk.
Now Mashari with thoughts on the latest food selection in gourmet dining.
Thanks, ladies. Today I'll be talking about the services offered by gourmet dining. In all honesty, there are times when I feel that the food here is a bit pricey for what you get, but at least there's some variety. The food that's offered is not all that different from the style of food that you can get off campus. One of my favorite things is Multicultural Monday, which takes place in the marketplace, and it offers a variety of food from a huge selection of locations, like different countries including Japan, Greece, and Lebanon. Some meals even have figures depicting the amount of calories in them for those who want to have a healthier diet. There's also the Owl's Nest, which offers a nice bit of formal dining. Students have alternatives like vegetarian and vegan options. They're even introducing halal meat along with kosher and gluten-free options. It's cool that the people's dietary restrictions are getting attention instead of just appealing to the masses. That's my opinion. Back to you at the desk.
Coming up after the break, we will hear from Christian with the latest on the Wellness Center.
Checking your fantasy league?
Nah, just my 401k statement.
I can't seem to save anything.
I got a pizza for a Todd.
Hey, can somebody spot me?
When it comes to financial stability, don't get left behind. Get tools and tips for saving at feedthepig.org.
The New Jersey Regional Sea Perch Robot Competition is being hosted by the Rowan University Henry M. College of Engineering. There will be 49 teams made up of 250 to 300 students from a mix of local middle schools and high schools. The objective is to create a remotely controlled underwater vehicle which will be judged on its speed and ability to navigate through the obstacle course. The event will be hosted on Saturday, April 16th from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. The winner will have a chance to participate in the national competition at Louisiana State University in May.
The Office of Annual Giving is hiring student calling associates to file 10 open positions. As part of the student calling program, associates will contact alumni, parents, faculty, staff, friends, and corporations on behalf of Rowan University to solicit donations. These students engage with thousands of individuals each year and enjoy benefits such as paid training, the opportunity to network with alumni, and flexible scheduling. And now we turn to Christian for further details on what went down at the SGA Senate meeting Monday night. Hey Christian, how are you?
Good, how are you guys?
Good. So tell us about what happened at the Senate meeting on Monday.
So you guys talked about it a little bit, but so there was some debate about how to deal with the increased cost of the Wellness Center. So basically, as the university has expanded and gotten better in a lot of ways, so has the Wellness Center. So the AVP for Administration and Strategic Advancement, Toby Oxholm, was there, and he did an excellent job explaining the situation. And according to the administration, the Wellness Center is where it should be for a university of this size. That being said, there's still a waiting list for students who are seeking psychological services. So that's kind of the bridge that they're trying to gap right now.
Why is this an issue?
So it's an issue because of that waiting list, pretty much. And because right now, the cost of running the Wellness Center comes from everyone, regardless of whether you use it or not. And that's one of the options to continue in the future is we could continue to do that. It would just mean that the cost would be spread amongst everyone. Mm-hmm. So another option would be to have the students who go there have their insurance billed for the services they get. So again, it's a lot of debate and about who's going to pay for it.
Now, is there any resolution in sight?
Definitely. As I said already, there's a bunch of options on the table. The administration is coming to students for our input. And I really do think that the university has the students' best interest in mind, while at the same time trying to balance, not trying to raise tuition by an egregious amount. So there is definitely light at the end of the tunnel, and I think the Wellness Center will continue to get better and in a way that's cost-effective for everyone.
Well, we hope so too. Thank you, Christian. Thanks. We'll now turn to Stephen, Rob, and Chet with the Rowan Roundtable.
Welcome to the Rowan Roundtable. I'm Stephen Rodriguez, and I'm alongside Rob and Chet, and we're here to debate some Rowan topics, and we're going to jump right into it, and we're going to start talking about how Chicky and Pete's, they're coming on campus. It's a food chain, but they're also a bar, and this newest Chicky and Pete's, they're trying to get a bar on campus, trying to buy a liquor's license. They just can't do it right now, and a lot of kids are a little bit frustrated about it because they want that second bar on campus alongside Landmark. And
I can see that. I understand how it's going to be like a letdown for the students because they were expecting this alongside Landmark. That's really the only bar that's here. Yeah. For me personally, I'm not a bar guy. I really don't go out and drink, but I understand how that is going to be like a problem, kind of.
I mean, I can agree with Rob. I'm also not a heavy, I don't really go out and drink. Yeah. So, and I'm also graduating, so the fact that we're getting Chickies and Pete's, I'm not really going to be around for, so.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a college town type of vibe. That's just why it's disappointing, I guess. But
the good thing is, even though it's not going to be a sports bar, it's still going to have good food. They're going to have sports and TVs and stuff. So
and there's always the crab fries.
That is true.
There is always the crab fries and the cheese dip sauce. I mean,
the variety of food there is, it's enjoyable, and it's a little bit different than the everyday Applebee's.
Yeah, I mean, I don't go to Applebee's either. I don't even know where an Applebee's is on campus. All right, so we're going to move on to our next topic, and it's graduation. Seniors graduating. I'm not a senior, fortunately, or unfortunately, but
yeah, so graduation is in less than a month, and it's the second week in May. The thing that kind of has us seniors up a little bit in arms is that there's no rehearsal. So we're going to get there, and we're going to be given flashcards, and supposedly they'll have our name on it, on with us, and we hand it over, and they talk, but it might be a little bit chaotic, I feel.
I mean, are they going to have us sit in alphabetical order? Like, I've been to 2 other graduations, obviously high school and then my community college, and both of them had rehearsals to help prepare us for this. I'm not liking the fact just going in cold.
Yeah, graduation in general, I mean, yeah, I've only been a part of one. It's been high school, but you got to have a rehearsal just for anything. I mean, anything could go wrong.
Exactly.
There's people who need to be lined up, and diplomas need to be given out. What if you get the wrong diploma,
Exactly. So this one, it's going to be interesting to see how it all works out because they're really not giving us too much information about it.
Yeah, and our last and final topic is going to be summer classes. Once again, fortunate enough to not have to take summer classes yet in my college career, but I mean, they're pricey and sometimes difficult.
I mean, I've never taken them here at Rowan. When I've had to take summer classes in my 3 years here, I went back to my community college and took them there cheaper and then transferred the credits over. So that's the way I went about it.
So I've never done it here at Rowan, but I have heard it gets pricey. The thing is with summer classes, who wants to take a class in the summer? Usually it's for people who are trying to catch up, or since they're behind or something. But I did do a summer class at my community college, Ocean County College, and it was hard. It was every day, and it was just I wanted to be doing something else, but I was there studying English.
I mean, it's hard enough with spring fever, let alone then you're there in the summer when it's just as beautiful.
And that's why I think the most productive summer class would be online classes. Not saying less work is better, but it's more lenient, and it's summer. You want to have some time to have fun and just relax and enjoy classes.
Yeah, man.
But that's all we have for here at the Rowan Roundtable. Back to you guys at the desk.
Coming up after the break, Kayla gives us an update on the sunny weekend ahead.
Every day across America, excess food is gathered by a network of good people at local food banks, giving hope to millions of children who struggle with hunger. They've earned their wings, and you can too. Together, we can solve child hunger. Support Feeding America and your local food bank at feedingamerica.org.
Yo, check out this chef, right? Right? That's so gay. That's really gay. Dude, look at those pants.
Please don't say that.
What?
Don't say that something is gay when you mean that something is dumb or stupid. It's insulting. It's like if I thought this pepper shaker was stupid and I said, man, and this pepper shaker is so 16-year-old boy with a cheesy mustache. Just saying. When you say that's so gay, do you realize what you say? Knock it off.
WGLS-FM alumna Jennifer O'Donnell is set to be honored by the Alliance for Women in Media Foundation with a Gracie Award. This is for her work on the Rowan radio documentary Living with Autism, A Different Way of Life. O'Donnell's victory marks the third consecutive Gracie Award win for a Rowan radio station member. The award ceremony will be held on June 21st in New York City.
Rowan's Art Gallery in Westby Hall is running its latest exhibition. The Sister Chapel, an essential feminist collaboration, is set to run until the end of June, and its opening reception features a panel discussion with 5 contributing artists. The art installation features contemporary and historical women, deities, and conceptual figures. Admission to the gallery, lecture, and reception is free and open to the public.
Now to a sneak peek at this week's weather forecast. Kayla?
Thanks, guys. Taking a look at the weather in Glassboro tonight, we're going to have a low of 37 degrees with clear skies. Looking into next week, tomorrow, a high of 64, beautiful out, sunny as well, with a low of 39. But into this weekend, we're going to hit around the mid-60s to the low 70s, getting pretty cool again at night, around 45, 30 degrees. On to next week. On Monday, we're going to have a high of 77, close to the 80s, with a low of 52. And on Tuesday, partly cloudy, but still beautiful out as well. A high of 68, 45 degrees. Now let's take a look at the weather window. So as you can see, the props were out there. I was able to catch them right before they started a baseball game. It's a very beautiful day out. It's going to be like that for the rest of the remaining days. No snow like we had last weekend. Remember that? No, it's going to be pretty nice.
Any plans for the weekend, you guys?
Probably
really.
playing some sports.
Okay.
Yes, softball.
I'm going to an outdoor engagement, so that should be really good.
Perfect weather.
Perfect.
All right. Awesome. That's all for tonight. Thanks for watching the Rowan Rundown. I'm Zara Asad.
And I'm Alexis Capelli.